Good morning to one and all. This is the topic related to dewatering system. Normally, dewatering is the technique which is involved for removing of water from the subsurfaces of the ground. Normally, those water will give incomfort to the construction of a project or any industry or any building. So that we need to remove those water for free construction purpose. In the previous classes, we discussed different things related to this dewatering. Those are single stage pumps and multi stage pumps. After that, well points, that means deep well points discussed. In those three things, we are mainly observing this large pipes are inserted to the ground levels up to a certain depth. That means where actually the groundwater was located and a huge amount of water was staggered. Up to that limit, the wells are fixed. After that, from those wells, they are using different kinds of motors and different vacuum sections and vacuum pumps. All those are used, and they extracting the water from the earth surfaces, below the earth surfaces and beneath the earth surfaces. Particularly in this topic, we are discussing vacuum dewatering. Vacuum means it is a pressure. Normally, pressure was used whenever there is no natural things occurs. That means naturally, if there is any flow of water is there, automatically we won't go for these vacuum kinds things. Normally, natural things means we are using different kinds of motors. Those motors naturally collects the water from beneath the earth surface to the ground levels. Those pressures will gives and maintains a particular water depth. Up to beyond the water depths, the pumps will not carry water at a height. That means if it is a normal height, above or below 100 feet, so pumps will carry water. If it is beneath the 100 feet, means more than 100 feet of length is there, normal pumps are not sufficient to carry water. So that they require some additional things to carry the water. Those additional things are these pressure things. That means vacuum pressures and suction pressures, different things we are using additional to the normal motor pumps. After that, we are having ejector or adductor dewatering systems, or these vacuum dewatering system, as another name is ejector or adductor dewatering systems. We need to discuss these things in today's class. First of all, situations needing ejector and adductor dewatering systems. In which situation we will go for these systems? What are those things we have to observe? Ejector or adductor dewatering systems are employed to control pore pressures. That means pore water pressure. Normally we listen to these kind of things, pore water pressure. If there is huge amount of gaps are there in a soil field, that means if there is a huge amount, I will draw with the particular diagram. This is the particular land we are having. In this particular land, we are driven 4 boreholes to evacuate the water, so that the boreholes main duty is to extract the water beneath the earth surfaces. If there is so much amount of pores, normally pore means a small space which is lie in between the layers of the earth. Due to those pores, automatically air will be entering into the subsurfaces and below the subsurfaces. Due to those pore pressures, automatically there may be no proper pressure maintaining on the pipeline systems. We need to use huge amount of electric power and systems to draw water from below the earth surfaces, so that whenever we are having these pore pressures on the earth surfaces, due to those pore pressures, water will not come easily. We need to apply huge amount of forces onto the pumps and huge amount of electricity to control those kind of systems. Especially we have to use these ejector or adductor dewatering systems. Second thing is the lower groundwater levels to provide stable working conditions in excavations. That means lower groundwater levels. Lower groundwater means Normally groundwater will having a particular depth from the ground levels. That means in a different areas we are having a different groundwater depths. Those groundwater depths also depending upon the type of soil and soil characteristics. Normally if it is a sandy soil or granular soil, we will obtain groundwater at the lower depths. Why? Because those will having a recharge capacity. That means granular soils and this sandy soils having higher recharge capacity of groundwater, so that we will get groundwater at lower depths. What in case of these silty soils and clay soils having low recharge capacity due to huge amount of bonding between the particles, so that water will not recharge easily, and the rocky stratus also there may be no recharge of water, so that we will get the groundwater at higher depths. In those cases, at lower the lower groundwater levels to provide stable working conditions in excavations. If the lower groundwater level means the water will be available at much, that means మనకి ప్రాపర్ ఇంటర్వెల్స్ 15 to 20 ఫీట్స్ డెప్త్ లోపల మనకు వాటర్ అవైలబుల్ కనుక దాన్ని లోయర్ గ్రౌండ్ వాటర్ లెవెల్ అంటాం. హయ్యర్ గ్రౌండ్ వాటర్ లెవెల్ మీన్స్ వాటర్ విల్ అప్టైన్ ఎట్ 100 to 200 feet depth, that is higher groundwater level. Here we are obtaining lower groundwater levels to provide stable working conditions in excavations. The water will be few meters depth from the ground level. In those cases, the ground will having huge amount of pores and voids. Due to those also there may be huge amount of water will having on the above surfaces of the water. Due to those also we need to use this kind of pumps. Why? Because if the water is available at much deeper depths, automatically there may be less contact with the top surface, and automatically pressure will act on the water surface due to higher depth conditions. If it is a lower depth, automatically the total water will have some contact with the atmosphere and nature surrounding on those, so that due to those there may be huge amount of pressure losses in some cases. Not in all conditions, in some cases we need to find these pressure losses. Why? Because of due to surrounding soil strata or any other atmospheric conditions, or rocky strata, that means soil having some quantity of rock structures. All those conditions lead to this usage of ejector or adductor dewatering systems. And the next thing we are having is they are particularly suited to operating in fine soil conditions. That means fine soils. Fine soil means the particle size is very very low. In those cases also, normally in the previous points we discussed, these fine soil contains having less quantity of recharge capacity. But in case of less quantity of recharge capacity also, due to surrounding soil strata, and if there is any huge amount of rainfall conditions are occurring on those areas, or surrounding soils we are having these perennial rivers, or surrounding soils having this atmosphere with a huge amount of humidity, or in case of the soils are nearly located by these ponds or lakes, or surrounded by some quantity of these oceans or other seas. All those conditions also leads to this enrichment of groundwater levels. In those conditions also the water is much lower, that means much lower from the ground surface. For those conditions also we have to use this ejector or adductor dewatering systems. First of all, for any conditions we need to observe the locality. That means what amount of structures are surrounded by the site conditions, and what is the particle sizes, what are the granaries, and what is the liquid limits, and what are the soil properties and soil characteristics, and rocky strata, and groundwater consumption, and the minerals available on the particular lands also we need to observe. The geological data and structural data and these soil characteristics, all those things we need to observe for a better system appliances. That means we need to dewater from the land, so that what system is suitable for those conditions, we have to observe simply by those conditions. This is the diagram. First of all, we need to observe it is a situations needing for ejector or dewatering systems. What kind of situations are need for those kind of systems? First of all, the permeability is there in the bottom of the graph. This is the total graph we are studying. In this particular graph, we are having x-axis with respect to permeability. That means a meter per second. For every second, that amount of permeability is there. On the other hand, that means y-axis we are having drawdown. That means water drawdown. So that we have to observe the physical parameters and these conditions. First of all, on the top stage of this diagram, we are having single stage well points. After that, second layer, we are having these two stage well points are deep wells. On the third stage, we are having these totally deep wells. On the left hand side, we are having this dewatering may not be feasible or necessary. On the right hand side, we are having physical cutoff necessary, so that if the water is lies above 10 meters, that means above 10 to 5 meters depth, that means 5 meters is there, up to 5 meters depth, we need to use these single stage well points. 5 meters means normally a 15 to 16 feet depth from the ground level. It is 10 meters, that means 30 to 35 feet, we will go for these two stage well point systems. After that, it is a below above 10 meters, we will go for these deep wells. After that, we are having to go for these ejectors and dewatering systems. Okay, you need to have some quantity of idea. That means the top scale, that 0 means that is exactly lies on the ground surface. There may be no distance from the ground surface, means automatically we will consider it as a 0. After that, we are having 5, 10, 15 and 20. Those are the depth in terms of meters. On the right hand side, that means on y-axis, simply they are representing drawdown. That means in terms of meters. For every meter, we are having some quantity of feet, 3.33 feet. So that 5 meters means simply it is a 15 to 17 feet. Nearly 5 into 3, we will get 15 feet. 3.33 into 5, simply we will get it as a 2 feet. So that a 17 feet depth, we have to go for these single stage well points. In this particular single stage well points, we are studied in the starting stage of the second chapter, dewatering techniques. First chapter is second chapter, first topic is this single stage well point systems. After that, second topic is multi-stage well point systems. In those multi-stage well point systems, we studied this 2-stage well points and 3-stage well points and multi-stage well point systems depending upon the depth of the systems. After that, in the previous class, we discussed these deep wells. After that, vacuum heads. This is the situations need for the ejectors for dewatering purpose. This is the permeability graph and depth of the levels we have to observe. Simply, this diagram is represented by Roberts diagram. Ejector systems are able to extract groundwater and generate high vacuum at the base of the well up to 50 meters deep and as little as 50 mm diameter. Okay, in the previous we had observed only up to 20 meters, but in case of these ejector systems, they will having a capability of drawing water from 50 meters depth also. That means for large scale project, that means 50 meters means simply above 170 feet. 170 feet depth also, these ejector systems will having a capability to draw down water, and the as small as possible is here we are having the pipe diameter is 50 mm. That means simply a 5 centimeters or 2-inch pipe also capable to draw down the water for such a depth of 50 meters. These systems we have to employ. Next one, Vacuum drainage can be provided a dramatic improvement in the stability of silty fine sands and laminated silts and clays by control of excessive pore pressures. Vacuum drainage, that means drainage means normally a flow of stream from higher land to lower land. We will call it as a drainage. In our area, so simply we are having daily household wastage is coming in too much amount. That means normally a man has to use 135 liters of water per day. That means consumption of every human being is 135 liters per day. Automatically for every home there will be a small scale home, it is a 4 persons are there. Now there will be releasing of water with 500 liters, so that those 500 liters will have to drain from our house. Otherwise we will face huge amount of fog smell and other diseases. So that we need to maintain drainage conditions from our household purposes. Likely here also there may be vacuum drainage. In normal houses we are maintaining some free drainage. That means there may be no pressures created on the drainage systems. But in case of here we are creating vacuum drainage. That means there may be huge amount of pressure for extracting the water beneath the surfaces. Why? Because if there is no pressure, automatically water will flow from higher altitudes to lower altitudes. మనకి ఎక్కువగా వాటర్ అనేది ఎత్తు నుంచి డౌన్కి ఫ్లో అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. బట్ హియర్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్, దట్ మీన్స్ వీఆర్ drawing water from lower depth to higher depth. In those particular conditions we need to use huge amount of pressure. Why? Because we are extracting water against gravity. So that in those particular cases we have to use these vacuum pressures to drain the water from lower altitude to higher altitude. It is a dramatic improvement in the stability of silty and fine sands. That means silty and fine sands means those particle size is very very fine. Those are also having too much amount of properties. In those conditions also we need to draw down water by improvement of stability of soils. Otherwise the total well will be destroyed. Why? Because we are using too much amount of pressure. So that due to those pressures also there may be damage occur due to the soils also. So that we need to give some quantity of baselines while we are constructing this type of equipments. And the next one is we need to go for laminated silts and clays by control of excessive pore pressure. Here we are using a laminated term. Why? Because the total sands are very much bond free. So bond free means there may be less quantity of bond between these sandy soils and silty soils. Why? Because their particle size is very high. Due to those high particle size there may be less quantity of bond between them. Due to those also we are creating too much amount of vacuum pressure. At those pressures also there may be some destroying of bond between those particles. Simply the collapse will be occurs. To control those kind of collapsive conditions we need to use these laminated silts. That means laminated silts means a layer by layer technology we will have to employ in this particular borehole mechanism to control these kind of accidents and excessive pressure mechanisms, pore water pressures. Next one, erector wells have been successfully installed in ranking boreholes to dewater beneath inaccessible areas such as railway lines and canals. Normally railway lines and canals. Why? Because erector wells have been successfully installed in racking boreholes to dewater beneath the, here they are using particularly these railway lines and canals. Why? Because in this particular railway lines the total rail will flow with a 60 to 80 kilometers per hour with too much amount of loadings. Normally the rail having a huge amount of load, it will be traveled on a particular rail systems. That means bottom we are having rails. On the above rails the train is simply moving with particular quantity of velocity for train to train. It is a super fast, it is a normal passenger, it is express. Different kinds of rails are there. Due to those different kinds of rails, the rails has to bear too much amount of loads. Those loads will be successively transmitted to the earth surface by these embankments. That means normally we are giving this gravel embankment to the railway systems. Why? Because if it is a normal sand or normal mud, automatically due to those pressures, the total soil will be densified and the total decrement will be takes place. If it is a rainy season, automatically there may be drawdown of total particles. So that simply they are employing this gravel. Why? Because the gravel automatically will not destroy under high loads and high movements, so that they are simply using this gravel for the purpose of railway movement. In those cases also, these erector wells have successfully installed. Why? Because erector wells means they need to give too much amount of pressure and too much amount of stability. Normally railway lines means there may be less quantity of stability to the earth surface. In those conditions also, less quantity of stability conditions, these erector wells are very much useful for the carrying of this groundwater to the top layers. On the above hand, so normally we are discussing what means to remove the water from the soil surface. It is the purpose of construction, but here we are having to remove water for the normal discharge purpose or normal usage purpose in railway areas and other canals. Canal means normally canals also used for the moving of water from one lane to one area to another area for different purposes. If it is a irrigation canal, automatically the total water will be fed for the purpose of agricultural. If it is a commercial, automatically it will have to go for industries and other town planning purposes. Likely different canals having different areas of specializations, like the, so that those are fed to different cases. In those cases also there may be some kind of losses are there due to these penetrations and seepages, percolations and void content, so that we need to go for these erector wells in those cases. Why? Because the total water will be employed into the groundwater, so that those water also we need to destroy by the help of these erector wells. This is the particular diagram how these erector wells will works. Working of ejector or erector dewatering system. Supply pumps at a groundwater level fed to high pressure water to reach ejector wellhead via supply main. Means supply pumps. Supply pumps means normally we are having a main pipeline system connected to the ground surface. Those pipeline system is connected to another main supply pipe. That means the total groundwater is collected to the main pipeline system. From the main pipeline system, the water will be supplied into the supply pumps. That is the philosophy. Here we are using this zigzag pattern is there. That means from the into the earth surface we are having a zigzag pattern pipe. That is the main pipeline system. From those main pipeline system, the pipe is fed to the discharge pipe, so that from the discharge pipe the total water will be fed to the another quantity of source. The supply flow passes down it well and through the nozzle and venturi of the ejector. The supply flow passes down the well and through a nozzle and venturi in the ejector. Here we are having these venturies in the ejector. The bottom hand we are having this venturi in the ejector. On the top hand, the total water will be drawn down into a particular pond. From those pond, automatically the water will be supplied into the main pipeline system. The flow of water through the nozzle generates a vacuum in the well and draw down the groundwater. That means flow of water in the, here we are having another pipeline system with simply inert pipe. Those inert pipe simply creates some quantity of pressure. Those pressure will be feeding into the main pipeline system which was connected to the earth surface. Due to those pressure, automatically water will be lifted upwards to the main pipeline system and those will be drawing and those will be fed to the another kind of pipes for their usage purpose. Next one is the supply flow and excreted groundwater mix return to the surface and feedback to the pumping station via return main. Here we are having feedback system and pumping station. That means some quantity of tank is there. That is the feedback system. After that we are having some gauge like mechanism and a valve like mechanism. Those valve and gauge like mechanism simply controls the flow of water. That means if there is a need, means automatically they will release the valve and feed it to the main pipeline system. If there is no need, means automatically they will close the valve. That is the usage of ejector dewatering systems. It is also another case of pump. That means here observing two pumps are there. That means if it is a single pump, automatically the suction pressure is not sufficient to lift the water from a depth of pump. So that simply they are using two motors to create excessive pressure and lift down the water. The return flow is used to prime the supply pumps and excess water extracted in the discharged by a overflow from prime tank. A single pumping station can be used to operate above 75 ejector wells installed in a appropriate array around the works. That means the return flow is used to prime the supply. Here we are having a main pipeline system and other prime supply line system. The main pipeline system is, the major work of the main pipeline system is to draw down the water from groundwater system. After that draw down in the water, the ejector pipeline system has to pump those water into the feeder system. That means priming tank. A single pumping station cannot be used to operate above 75 ejector wells installed on appropriate arrow around the works. It is the diagrams we need to observe. This is ejector dewatering systems. Here we are having two kinds of pumps for each borehole. One is the main pipeline for drawing down water. Another pipeline is for creating excessive amount of pressure. Those pressure will be helpful for the drawdown of water at a higher depths. In this particular case also we are simply observing each borehole having two pipeline systems. It is also another kind of supply system. In these conditions also we are having two pipeline systems. Those two pipeline systems are well connected with the another feeder pipeline system without any air voids or any gaps are there. Automatically total are very well fixed with these tightening systems at the ends of the pipes. This is also a monitoring of a person. It means a separate site engineer was there. Those site engineers will have to observe what kind of things was occurring on the site. The pipes are working or not working, is they require any repairs, totally they have to observe. It is like simply a square like mechanism is there. From the square like mechanism at a particular depth, that means there may be some quantity of distance between pipeline to pipeline system. Totally we are having 1 2 3 4 5 pipeline systems are there. For that 5 pipeline system we are having a successive gap between pipe to pipe, so that in the borehole we are having a main pipeline system. After the pipeline system is directly connected to the earth surface, and simply they are drawdowning the water with the help of high pressure gauge. That means here we are in the middle of the particular diagram we are having a high motor. Those motor will having a capability of drawdowning water at higher depths. Here also we are having a particular motor. The ejector dewatering system, they are flexible in level and layout. That means ejector dewatering systems are very much flexible, easy to employ and easy to dewater. They are stable in operation. That means there may be no deflections or no deformations or no problems they will create. In case of another kind of single stage or multi-stage systems, there may be some quantity of small problems we need to face. But in case of this ejector dewatering systems, it is a problem-free system, simply stable in operation. It will able to run dry without any damage. That means without damaging the structural
components of the soil, it will completely draw down the water from the higher depths. That means whenever we are going for a higher depth of quarrying of particular draw holes, that means drawn holes, automatically we will have to lose some quantity of soil strata, and some quantity of cracks we will have to observe on the soil. Why? Because we are using high equipment for the drawdowning of the boreholes. But in case of these adductor dewatering systems, we need to use a small diameter pipes. That means a 5 to 10 centimeters. That means 5 centimeters pipes are normally sufficient for extracting the water from higher depths, so that there may be some less quantity of damage to the surface. Next one is the not limited by depth, also effective to greater depth. That means not limited by depth. It means if it is useful for a smaller scale of depth as well as a large scale of depth. Normally, these adductor dewatering systems we will employ for a larger depths. For smaller scale of depth, we will go for the single stage multi-point systems and other well point systems. Why? Because it is some quantity of money free, that means finance free structures. Next one is the best in low yielding wells. Low yielding means normally these kind of dewatering systems are employed in Dubai petroleum and other purposes. Simply they will go for these kind of systems for dewatering or dewatering wells. Next one is the energy intensive. It will consumes huge amount of energy. Why? Because we are using a small scale of pump and a large depth, so that it will uses huge amount of energy for dewatering purpose. Next one, venturi in base of the well creates vacuum. Venturi means some quantity of pressure creating equipment, so that those will automatically creates huge amount of vacuum pressure. Once again I will recall all those things. Vacuum or dewatering system, this is the total situations needing for the ejector or detector dewatering systems. This system is we need to employ by observing the soil conditions and pore water pressures and lying of groundwater table. After that, this is the employable pattern. That means at what depth, what kind of systems we have to go for. If it is a 5-meter depth, that means we will go for single stage well points. 10 meters depth, automatically go for 10 to 2 stage or deep wells. If it is beyond 10 meters, we will go for deep wells. If it is beyond 20 meters, we have to go for these ejector dewatering systems. Normally, ejector dewater systems have a capability of drawdowning of water at a depth of 50 meters also, with the help of these 50 mm diameter pipes, that means 2-inch pipes. Vacuum drainage will directly create a vacuum pressure onto the soil strata. Due to those vacuum pressures, the water will be drained easily from the bottom surface to top surface against gravity levels. These erector wells can be easily installed in ranking boreholes to dewater beneath surfaces. It means if we are constructing simply boreholes for the purpose of dewatering in lands, for suppose if the borehole is having huge amount of depth, we need to use some quantity of lining mechanism and casing mechanisms. Why? Because we are using here a vacuum pressures. If there is no proper casings or no lining systems, those vacuum pressure will be wasted and there may be no particular quantity of dewatering. This is the total ejector system of dewatering system, how it works. This is the typical diagram shows. One is the main pipeline system, another one is the vacuum pipeline system. From the main pipeline system, we need to draw down the water at a higher depth. On the other hand, we are having this vacuum pipeline system. Those will directly create some quantity of vacuum pressure onto the borehole, so that the water will be lifted very easily. These are the two pipeline systems. The motor having one pipeline system and another having vacuum pipeline system. This is the diagram having a pipeline system connected to these boreholes. On the wooden box we are having this borehole. From the wooden box we are having two successive pipes. One is for drawdown water, another one is for keeping huge amount of vacuums. Here also we are having two pipeline systems are directly fed to the that means directly fed to the earth level. Why? Because those are in a depressed conditions. Depressed means totally under the earth surface the water work is there. Here also some quantity of boreholes are there. This is the another kind of diagram. Simply a man was supervising adductor dewatering systems. This is the advantages why we have to go for these adductor dewatering systems. Next topic is electro osmosis. We will discuss in next class.